the Deputy Director, the Registrar, the Librarian of the Polytechnic, Directors here present, especially Director Mr. Agwola, other Director also present, the NSE Vice President, the Chairman of NSE, Admiral Site of the Ilorin branch, the President of the SUG, other SUG members present here, greatest Nigerian students, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure being here this morning, and like Engineer Ahmad said, it's a homecoming. Fresh after NYC, I spent 5 years here in the Department of Computer Science before deciding to venture into entrepreneurship. I also want to commend our rector, sir, for the great strides he has taken over the last couple of years. Whatever you do, whether it is good or bad, even people outside will hear. And what we hear about the rector is nothing but positive things. I'm happy that we're not just hearing only positive things, but even coming here also, we've seen lots of developments that has happened in Polytechnic over the years. I pray that Allah continues to grant you the wisdom and courage to take the Polytechnic to even far greater heights in the coming years. It's allowed to speak at this leadership summit and to discuss the topic that I believe is crucial for personal, professional, and societal growth. Mindshift, a panacea for growth. As students, you are at a pivotal point in your lives where the way you think and perceive the world can significantly shape your future. Today we want to explore how adopting a growth-oriented mindset can be the key to unlocking your potential and driving meaningful progress in your lives. I want to start with 2 quotes. One from Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. So whether you think you can get something done, you are right if you think you can get something done. If you also think you cannot get it done, you are also right. So it's for you to choose whether you think you can get things done or you think you cannot get it done. Now, I want to advise you to dare to dream big. Dreams come at low cost. If you sit down there and you dream of becoming a multi-billionaire, what is it going to cost you? Nothing at all. So dare to dream come at low cost. They require nothing from us except imagination. Yet they have the power to shape our future. Imagining a better world and envisioning ourselves as better and more accomplished individuals is harmless and can be profoundly transformative. Before I proceed, I want to mention or give a story about 2 people. We don't want to go to people outside the country. We want to talk about people in Kwara here. There's someone some decades ago, a young man who was a farmer, a subsistence farmer in a village in Kwara State. And during festival like this, we just finished there, people will come from Lagos. Some of them is inmates. Will come with, they were doing well, they were living fairly better life than he stayed in the village. And there and then, in one of the years, he just thought that if he decides to stay in this village, he will end up being a subsistence farmer. So it was his change in mindset that led him to go to Lagos and learn different trade and start different businesses. This person I'm talking about did not go to secondary school, yet today he has established a university. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. That's the founder of Al University, who has no further education, no secondary school education, but yet he has employed professors because of what he has in his mind, the kind of mindset he has. We are going to explore what kind of mindset we should have as young people and how we can grow such a mindset. The second person I want to mention is someone who also started here, I think in the 80s. He started as a clerk. I think after secondary school, I'm not too sure. That person started as a clerk. He later got permission, he went to higher institution, he got a degree, he left Polytechnic for somewhere else. He did his master's, joined one of the tertiary institutions in Kwara State, and ended up right to become the provost of Kwara State College of Arabic and Islamic Studies. I'm talking about Dr. Musa Abdulkareem. He did not let the circumstances of just being a secondary school graduate and being employed as a clerk stop him from aspiring or from him dreaming big and achieving what he achieved in life. Now, understanding mind shift. To begin, let's define what we mean by mind shifts. At its core, a mind shift involves changing the way we perceive and approach challenges, opportunities, and even failure. Failure can either, they say someone who has failed is not the man who fell down. It's the man who fell down and did not get up. If you fall down and you get up, you have not failed. This shift is often characterized by moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. According to psychologist Plat, who popularized these terms, that's fixed mindset and growth mindset. Individuals with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities and intelligence are static traits that cannot be changed. In contrast, those with a growth mindset believe that education, hard work, and learning from experience. A fixed mindset limits our potential because it creates a barrier to growth. If it's a course in which you're not doing too well in it, and in your mind you say, you will more, what will happen? You will not want on at the end of the day. But if you know that there are other people who understand this cause, who are able to solve this problem. All these other people have is just one head, just like I have one head. And you study, you persevere, you go for tutorial, you end up mastering that course you feel it's extremely difficult. Same way you go for courses in school, the same way you go for challenges which you will face in life. A fixed mindset limits our potential because it creates barriers to growth. We believe that our talents are innate and unchangeable. We are less likely to take risks or put in the effort required to improve. On the other hand, a growth mindset opens up a world of possibilities. It encourages us to view challenges as opportunities, to persist in the face of setbacks, and continuously seek out new ways to learn and grow. A mind shift is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process. It requires effort, patience, and persistence, but the rewards are worth it. Increase creativity, improve problem solving, and enhance leadership skills. The power of a growth mindset. So why is this shift important? That's shifting from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A growth mindset empowers you to embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, see effort as a path to mastery, learn from criticism, and find lessons and inspiration in success of others. Rather than entering other people who are more accomplished than you are, you should try to learn what did they do right. Learn from that and also try to grow in that respect. These points are not just beneficial but essential for achieving long-term success and fulfillment. Consider the story of Thomas Edison. Those of us in engineering know Thomas Edison, known as one of the greatest inventors in history. Edison famously remarks, "I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that don't work." For those of us in HND2 or ND2 or even HND1, if you've done one project or the other, what you might have heard from your lecturers is when you have a project work that you're to submit or to work on, it's not necessary that what you're designing actually works the way you want it to work. It's sufficient for you to know that this particular approach does not work. You've added to knowledge if you are showing that something actually doesn't work. So failure itself is not when you don't get things right. Failure is when you give up or you do not learn from the mistakes or the mistakes you made. Mindshift in academic and professional settings. Let's translate this concept into academic and professional lives for those about to graduate in professional lives. In the academic setting, a growth mindset can transform how you approach your studies and extracurricular activities. Rather than viewing difficult subjects as insurmountable obstacles, you see them as opportunities to expand your knowledge and skills. Embracing this perspective can lead to improved academic performance and more fulfilling educational experience. For instance, if you are struggling in complex subjects like mathematics or analytical chemistry, instead of thinking, "I am not good at this," shift your mindset to, I can improve with practice and efforts. Seek out resources such as tutorial and study groups and additional reading materials. Celebrate small victories along the way as they are signs of your progress. In the professional realm, a growth mindset is equally vital. Today's job market is dynamic and ever evolving. There are jobs that currently exist that we know that probably in the next 5-10 years, those jobs will no longer exist. A very clear one is copywriters, or people who write articles. With generative AI, with popular being ChatGPT, their job is actually at stake. So what is important for us, especially those of us that are still young, is not just to learn, unlearn what you've learned, and learn so that you'll be forever relevant. Today's job market is dynamic and ever evolving. The skills required for success are constantly changing, and adaptability is key. By cultivating a growth mindset, you position yourself to be more adaptable and open to continuous learning. This attitude will make you more attractive to employers and better prepared to navigate the complexities of the modern workplace. Continuous learning is really important. At the conference organized by Dr. Mabata, part of what the lecturer did say, I was also present at this is the keynote speech, is the importance of continuous learning. For those of us in the technology sector, in the ICT sector, we have to constantly update ourselves. Even those of you in the ICT sector, you have to constantly update yourself. Else, if you limit yourself to what you learned in school, in 5, 7, or 10 years, those coming behind will just tell you that, more. So it's something I have to constantly improve yourself by reading, and also by taking continuous education courses. Take for example, the technology industry, where advancement of oral professionals who continue to update their skills and embrace new technologies are more likely to succeed. Companies like InterSwitch and Google try because they foster a culture of continuous learning and innovation. Those of us that use, most of us use ATM cards. If you check the ATM card, you are likely to see powered by InterSwitch. You can check that most HTC powered by InterSwitch. InterSwitch started long ago. After InterSwitch, you have other payment companies. You have OP, you have Paystar, Flutterwave, and some others. If they do not constantly innovate, they do not constantly upgrade themselves, those industries would have been a yesterday company. You can also see that in the banking sector. So Mindshift in profession after school. One of the main challenges graduates or polytechnics have is this quote-unquote discrimination between HND and degree holders. But it's for you to know that even with your HND, you can get to the peak of your career. Some of us will read about or will know about the person who is the head of the tax committee set up by President Tinubu, Taiwo. Does someone remember his surname? Taiwo, I think he did or something, I'm not sure of his surname. He is an HND holder and he ended up working in one of the big four accounting firms. So, and we actually started speaking about Baba that does not even have a secondary school certificate, and yet is a founder of a thriving university. So do not let your degree or the fact that you have an HND limit you, or you should now think that, oh, I cannot go beyond a certain level. Wherever you think you can get to, you can actually get there with hard work and determination. Now, another area in which we need to have a change of mindset, to have a mind shift, is depend our focus for government jobs. I'm not heard any government parastatal, but I'm sure that the director will bear witness that you have tons and tons of CVs of people who actually want to join the Polytechnic. All heads of different parastatals, the government MBAs, they always have people who actually want to join. If there's a vacancy, if you got any candidates, so the thing is that there are very few government jobs. So we have to have a change of mindset, that's for students now, to think of how do we make ourselves employable to the private sector. How are we, or how will private sector be attracted to us? So we need to have a focus on looking at the private sector, looking at multinationals and international companies where they pay extremely well. So what do you need to get employed into these places? You can do research online so that you can actually start preparing yourself for that. The other aspect which we need to also look at is entrepreneurship. And I know that the Polytechnic, they are constantly doing entrepreneurship, so we won't take much of my time on that. Now, the role of Mindshift in leadership. As future leaders, that's for our young students, as future leaders, embracing a good mindset is not only beneficial for personal development, but also for those we lead. Leaders with a good mindset foster environments where innovation and creativity thrive. They encourage their teams to take risks, learn from failures, and continuously improve. An important thing for our students, which a few of us might not have started doing, is that you have a short-term plan. For those of you in H1, for instance, where you want to be in the next 2 to 3 years. You have a medium-term plan, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years, and you have a very long-term bury yourself in power in the next 30 years and start working towards that. I want to give an example of someone who was a student here. He did IT at my firm. He did his ND here and said he wanted to go to the university. So he ended up going to the University of Ilorin. But right from when he was in the University of Ilorin, when he was running IT, he already made up his mind that he wanted to do his master's in the US. Now, that's not a big deal. But if you know this person's background, it's actually a big deal. Is that a cab driver? Is that a taxi driver? So you can imagine someone started a taxi driver already dreaming that he wants to go to a university in the United States. It's a tall dream. But he stayed for 2 years to get his international passport. 2 years to get his international passport. At the end of the day, he did not study in the US, but he studied in Italy. He got a scholarship, a partly funded scholarship to study in Italy, which the knowledge he gained, the experience and exposure he gained, is way better than if he had settled down and said, oh, because of my circumstances, I'm going to settle for UI. So where I'm going to is, if you have a very tall dream and you work towards it, even if you don't reach that dream, you go beyond having a substandard, having a very little dream, or having a very little dream. An example, we're talking about Mindshift and leadership. An example of is the present president of Nigeria, SUG Kwara. He started with the control of just a single state in 2023. He was the one-man standing, the only governor in the then AD. For some of us who may not know his history, but he started with recovering some of the states in which they felt they had lost elections, which the court actually vindicated them. Osun State was one where the courts, Ekiti State, finally came in where the courts, on those states, Liverpool was the Labour Party there, he came in where the courts, Edo State, Adam Shokele also came in via the courts. If he had limited himself and said, okay, well, I'm no more governor, I want to probably go to the Senate, most likely he will not be able to build the political empire he built. Whatever you may think about his politics, what we should do is to learn from the kind of mindset he had and what he ended up achieving. He does not have 2 heads and he's not a Superman. If he's able to do that, others can also do something similar. One example leader who embodied a good mindset is Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft. When he took over as CEO in 2014, he focused on transforming Microsoft culture from one of competition to one of collaboration and learning. One of the fruits of that is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is open source. All of us are using free of charge. You don't need to pay. Microsoft and some other companies actually provided funding for that. So rather than thinking of competing, there are times in which you need to compete. But what pays more is when you collaborate, where you work together. This is a conference that I'm attending now. I'm sure it's not only the SUG presidents that organize it. You have to collaborate with other stakeholders. You have to say, now, Mindshift in our political culture, especially, I want the young ones to be a bit attentive here. In the Second Republic, I was also still waiting there then, so the stories I read and things I read. But in the Second Republic, you know that, or before going to Second Republic, in Kwara now, we have an APC government. In Lagos, there's an APC government. In Castina, there's an APC government. In Borno, there's an APC government. Is there something that we are sure as a policy that all these four governments will implement? Is there anything we are all sure that all this government will implement? I can bet the answer is no. Where we also have PDP in Oyo State, in Cross River State, for instance, PDP in River State. Is there any policy that they are all implementing? I'm sure we can point to that. But I know that those who are much older than me, and those who are very like I've also done, we know that in the Second Republic, when you had an NPN state, you are sure that one of their focus is mass housing. I think it was during the days that they built Admiral, I'm not too sure, that in any NPN state you have mass housing. Besides that, the federal government also focus on that. That's why they also have a Shakabi estate built in Lagos. In the UK, besides mass housing, NPN also focus on Polytechnic education to counter UPN of our law, which focus on free education and free health for certain people. So if you are voting, you know what you are voting for, you know what you are expecting. You have a yardstick to measure the government on. But currently, do we have any yardstick really besides general manifesto to be able to measure our governors on in different states? So for those of us who are young, it's something that we need to actually look into. There's an importance of ideology, so that we know there will be debates. The another song that the SUG sang, they sang about free education. Does that cover tertiary education too? When I was also in university, I wasn't part of SUG, but I joined Admiral, being from, from Richmond. I also believe that education should be free, even up to university level. I'm sorry, I no longer believe education should be free at tertiary institution level, because the resources are just not there. But if you have different parties with different approaches, there will be arguments here and there will be debates, and people can decide to vote. Oh, ABC is for this, and this. If they get into power, if you see that those things don't work, after 4 years, you can try another one. But now, what do our people come up for? They say don't vote for party, but vote for personalities. That's the recipe for disappointment, because you don't have anything to get. There is no concrete expectation. Those who end up being appointed do not have something that they are working towards. So it's important for us to try and go back to the issue of parties having ideology. How do we do that and leave that to political scientists? Now work is to write codes and build software. The other problem we have, which we can see in our community, it happens in the whole of the country anyway, is that a certain branch or certain arm of government, I hope I'm correct, is legislature. We have dedicated their exact work in the background. During last year, when there were political campaigns, for those who wanted to go to House of Assembly, those who wanted to go to National Assembly, I'm sure we cannot pinpoint policies or legislative agenda that our legislators have. And we cannot blame them, but also blame ourselves more. Because which legislation do we say is performing legislation? Somebody who is providing empowerment. What I'm going to attribute Kiloshe, and Kiloshe is what empowerment has been provided in terms of equipment, or he has facilitated the time of a certain road in an area, or he has gotten some of our relatives employed. And a single law can change the life of generations. As you can see with the free education that happened in the Southwest, it's before their development. Even here in Kwara State, I think it was during Governor Lawal. I may be wrong, you can correct me, I was not in the Ilorin then. But I think it was one who also converted a lot of teachers and brought them into the mainstream civil service. It made tremendous change. So just a single law can make a lot of change. One that is very apparent, because if you look outside there, you'll see church funds. There's hardly any institution that we do not see, even some universities, some places, 8% built by TechFund. The TechFund fund is a product of the TechFund Act. Of course, which was what was fought by, ASU was not fought for that. But the point is that that law, which says a certain amount of tax will be deducted from companies, has greatly improved our educational sector. You don't know anywhere, you can actually look around, even in the Polytechnic we're in. So it's important that we have a change in mindset. Our legislators are not expected, our expectation from our legislature is not that they give us grinding machine or they provide jobs. It's for them to provide or to create laws, to enact laws that will change our society. And most importantly, to provide adequate oversight. Now, other general mindset changes. The first one, which almost all of us are guilty of, is we need to change our mindset from what we call African time to punctuality. It has eaten deep into our fabric that programs which we need to start at certain times will be late. So it's something we need to also look at, change our mindset from, if you have a program slated for 11 o'clock, it's expected that you start preparing for that program a day before the program itself, and not just when it's a few minutes to that time. For our young ones, life is not a zero-sum game. We need to, some people say, this very terrible saying, I want to say it over, that TIL bagay, that's a very myopic mindset. We should have a mindset that there is abundance, because there's actually abundance. There are lots of resources, there are lots of funds, there are lots of opportunities. So that you don't need to pull someone down for you to be able to grow. You can compete. There's nothing wrong with competing. You want to compete to take a certain position. If you don't get that position, there are still several other opportunities. So there's abundance. We need to have, or we need to change our mindset from a scarcity mindset to a mindset of abundance. Now, also, part of what we mentioned today, where we told the story of two different people, you are not limited by circumstances of birth, place of birth, social status, economic status, except you decide to limit yourself. So if you come from a poor background, or if the opportunities you want are not in your locality, you saw the case of the proprietor of Engr. He left his village to go to Lagos. He left the village to go to Lagos. So if it is where you are that is limiting you, then you can move to somewhere else. I want to encourage Japan, but if Japan is going to let you grow, don't limit yourself as okay, I must stay where I was born. If where you are born, if you have opportunities there, of course it's all well and good. I have a few minutes and I still have a couple of pages, so I want to just summarize quickly. Practical strategies for cultivating a growth mindset. So how can we cultivate growth mindset? One is embrace challenges. Embrace challenges. If you find something difficult or you're afraid of doing something, do that thing and don't run away from it. For instance, it's not easy to stand in front of people and talk and be coherent. If you know that when you stand in front of people, your leg will be shaking, you have to be pounding. Do it. If you stop pounding later on. I'll use myself as an example. When I was in IT, there was a training firm in Lagos. And at that time, they were short of instructors. So I was told to take a class. It was an introductory class. Basic computer basics and how to use computer system and stuff like that. So I think I knew. But I had never spoken to it wasn't a large class of quite 20-25. But in the class, I had people who would give back to me, who are as old as my class, like that class, and they were young people. So when I got into the class, and I said, don't worry anybody, did not even know what to say again. I quickly ran out. Excuse me, I went out. I breathed out, in and out 10 times. Fortunately for me, my boss was passing by. So he just told me that, you know this thing, they don't know. So go and talk to them with confidence. I went back in. Of course, I know I did not do as well as I want to. But because I took that challenge, the next day I went, by the second week of training every day, I was just flowing as if I was talking to my friends. So when there are things that are challenging to you, you don't run away from them. You face them, you confront them. If you have a growth mindset, you will not see the fact that you made a mistake. You won't see it as a problem. Okay, you won't see it as a problem. You see that, okay, this mistake I made, I don't want to make this mistake again. After the Polytechnic, when I had courses to speak at functions, I do a lot of, you put in fillers when you are thinking of next thing to say. So what did I do? I take a recording of whatever I've said, I go over it and see where I made mistakes. So that next time, I won't make that mistake. To stop the what I did was, the next speech I'm preparing, I put on at the side to remind myself that don't say, just take a pause. So embrace challenges. Then persist in the face of setbacks. When you don't get something, you do it over and over and over and over again. For many of us here who watch football, I don't do watch football. If you compare Ronaldo and Messi, some people say Ronaldo is not as skillful as Messi. Because Messi is naturally skillful. But what do we know Ronaldo for? We know him for training very, very hard. You'll be the first to get to the training page, I'll be the last to actually leave. If you persist in the face of setbacks and continue to practice, you will succeed at the end of the day. Value effort. Recognize that effort is a crucial component of success. Celebrate the hard work you put into achieving your goals, regardless of the outcome. If you make a mistake or you fail today, when you get home, take tea or whatever you want to take, and know that tomorrow is another day in which you can actually do better. A very important thing is also to learn from criticism. Just comment. Learn from criticism. There are critics who are negative critics. They are criticizing you because they want you to improve. Embrace them also, and embrace those who actually want you to grow. Whatever people say, whatever we criticize you, try to look at it. Is it true? If what has been said is true about your growth and development, internalize it and then make amends. Don't run away back. Once they here, they never say anything good. The critics are extremely important for our growth. And lastly, find inspiration in others. We should look for mentors. And mentors that we actually talk to, and mentors that are far, and look at how they actually grew. In closing, the concept of Mindshift is indeed a panacea for growth. By adopting a growth mindset, you can unlock your potential, achieve your goals, and lead others to do the same. As you continue your journey through life, I encourage you to embrace challenges, persist through setbacks, value effort, learn from criticism, and find inspiration in others. Remember, your mindset shapes your reality. If you think you can, you can. If you think you cannot, you cannot. Choose a mindset that empowers you to grow, innovate, and lead with confidence. Thank you for your time.